All right, well, welcome everybody. So this is Ina's book launch for Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. I am Nora and I'll be helping co-host the event with Ina. She's worked super hard for the past year and it's her birthday today as well. So we thought this is a perfect day for us to celebrate all her achievements this year and her amazing book that she created. So let's get started. So first of all, I know there's some people here, some of you know Ina, some of you don't. We don't all know each other, that's for sure. So if you can find the chat, please share how you know Ina or how you found out about the event. B, how many languages you speak, and where are you joining from? Are you in Canada? Or are you somewhere else? So we're in Canada if you're in Canada. And yes, how you heard about the event. So if you want to find the chat, there should be a little button where you can see chat and you can write in it. If you can't find it, no big deal. And I'll show you an example. So if I were to write in the chat, you know we're teachers, so we love our examples. So if I were to write in the chat, this is my exemplar. Bonjour, my name is Nora. I'm delighted to be Ina's co-host for tonight for this special event. I'm bilingual, I speak English and French. Ina and I taught French together at the same school, and now she's one of my close friends. So if you would like to share in the chat, this is your criteria. You can get started. Rosa knows her from Instagram. That's awesome. It's pretty cool in 2021 how we can meet friends and real people and get to know people through social media now. So that's awesome. So she worked with Hannah at the same school 2 years ago. They were office buddies. That's great.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, I love your hat.
Oh, thanks. Your hair you look fabulous.
Thank you.
So excited to be here.
Hi, Daniella. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Ina. Happy birthday, Ina.
Thank you. We're just writing in the chat how we all know each other.
Oh.
If you can find the chat button and write down how you know me, how many languages you speak, where you're joining us from, and how you heard about the event.
Breaky.
Hi, Alexis.
Oh, I didn't realize I was unmuted. Hi, how are you? Hi.
Thanks
hi,
for
Blakey.
joining in. Oh, hello. Hi. What's
Yeah.
your name?
You look great. That's Blake.
Aw.
So we're just very excited to be here.
Thank you so much for joining. And hi, Marcella. I'm so happy you can join as well. So nice to see you.
Thank you. Likewise, thank you.
All right, so I guess we'll move on, but if you haven't got a chance to write in the chat, feel free to do so. If you couldn't find it, no big deal. We'll move on. So tonight, just a little agenda of what we're going to be doing. So we are going to talk about the Making of Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. Then we are going to have a Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue read aloud and question and answer by our author, an amazing author, Ina Figotina here. We'll do a little Kahoot game, guess the language, and it's a whole bunch of different languages. It's pretty hard, actually. I did a test round. So we'll see how we do. And then some fun facts, and we'll do an activity on Padlet about the challenges of language learning, because this is what her book is about. It's about persevering and being able to overcome challenges and learn new languages. So it's always really cool to hear other people's perspectives on that. And then, of course, it is Ina's birthday, so at the end we will send her off with a big happy birthday song. So we do have some quotes throughout. We love the quotes, so and it goes along with the book theme. So our first quote is, "All grown up now, she is happy and proud to know 3 languages fluently and stand out in the crowd." I do speak French as well, so I'll be reading them in French aussi. So, aujourd'hui, cette fille est très fière de parler 3 langues, le russe, le français et l'anglais. So without further ado, we obviously need to introduce the author because I know not everyone has met her in person, whether it be through meeting her on social media or in real life. We'll go over who Ina is. So this is our amazing author, Ina Figotina. She's a passionate French teacher. She's a bilingual children's author of Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. And of course, she is a lifelong language learner and language learning advocate. So just a little bit about her journey so far, for those of you that don't know. She's worked extremely hard to get where she is today. And of course, with COVID, we haven't really been able to celebrate that. So this is our day when we can look to see all of her accomplishments, what she has done, and how hard she's worked. So 1992 was her debut in Moscow, Russia, the start of her language acquisition. She was Russian. In 2000 was her immigration to Canada, the start of a second language acquisition, English and French. In 2016, was her beginning of her teaching career as a passionate FSL educator, and that's where I was able to meet Ina as a French teacher in the same school. We had some crazy experiences there. And then in 2017, she taught ESL abroad in Taiwan, and she actually, she influenced me to go to Taiwan the following year, and I went with Anastasia, who's here as well. And my dad even came as well, who's also here, Richard. So we absolutely loved that, and it was all due to Ina telling me all about how amazing Taiwan was. Unfortunately, we didn't learn Mandarin one day, but that was an amazing experience. And then 2018 was the start of her master's program in education, and 2020 was Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. Her book has officially been published, and now it is available worldwide. Super exciting. So her desire to learn and her determination helped her become trilingual and make it to graduation. Elle est devenue trilingue grâce à ses efforts et une bonne attitude. Elle était si heureuse quand elle a terminé ses études. So here we have her first day of school in Moscow, Russia. Her first year in Canada after immigration. We'll watch a short video.
My birthday is March 3rd. I'm going to Oxford School and I'm in grade 2. My teachers are Talbot and Mr. Fell. What? I have no brother and sister or sisters. I was born in Russia. I live in an apartment. My daddy plays the piano.
So I know there's a couple teachers in this group. So if you're a teacher, you probably know that's pretty impressive. It's her grade 2, first year in Canada after immigrating. So very, very impressive, Ina. And then here we are with her graduation of degrees in French studies and education, specializing in FSL and a certificate of bilingualism. So bravo to Ina.
My name is Ina.
Okay. Okay, presenting Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue, her book. All right, we'll hear more about that later. So first of all, if you do have any questions about Ina, about the book, feel free to write them in the chat. If you can't find the chat, you are more than welcome to ask us out loud too, and we can help answer those questions. It doesn't have to be right now, even it can be any time throughout. Ina is going to be talking about the book. She'll do a read aloud and talk about the whole process of what she needed to do to become the amazing author that she is today. So we just wanted to let you know in advance, whenever you have questions, feel free to write them in the chat. No problem. We will answer them as fast as we can. Might just take us a couple of seconds, but we will get to them for sure. Okay. So, Ina, did you want to take over here? Or do you want me to go over this there? Oh, this one. Okay. So we're going to go over the making of Trilingual Me. So you'll be able to see some of the illustrations and what it took from the start to become the book that it is today. So if you don't see the book, if you don't see the book you want on the shelves, write it. So that is something that inspired Ina to get this book out there.
Thank you so much, Nora, for being my co-host. I'm so happy to work together with you to create this celebration. And thank you again to everyone for joining today. It's such a privilege for me to be able to see you all, even though it is difficult right now to meet in person. I'm so happy that we're able to come together, even if it is just virtually. And I'm so happy to share my book with you and the journey behind it. So I wanted to go over the making of the book and give you some behind the scenes of how it all came together. So like Nora mentioned, the quote by Beverly Cleary was one of the reasons that I wrote the book. This is a quote that really means a lot to me. And as a teacher, especially a teacher of French as a second language, I found that there really wasn't a lot of dual language books, especially on the topic of learning languages. So I didn't see the book that I wanted on the shelves, and I decided I was going to write it to myself. Like Nora mentioned, I started my Master's of Education program back in 2018. And I decided that for my thesis project, I would write this dual language children's book about promoting multilingualism. And I'm so happy that now it is out and I'm able to share it with everyone. So the first step of writing the book, let's go back to the very beginning. The first step, once you have the idea for the book you find the publisher. My publisher is in British Columbia, and the whole process of publishing Trilingual Me, My Trilingue was done virtually. After I had found my publisher, the first step was to submit my manuscript. So this is a picture from my manuscript that I submitted to the publisher. This was the very first book that I ever wrote. And I really wanted to make it rhyme in both English and French. I found it a lot harder to rhyme in French than in English, but I wanted to make it rhyme in both languages and make sure that even though I'm using rhyme in the book, that the level of the vocabulary isn't going to be too difficult for the students or children who are reading it. So I would say that was the hardest part of writing the book, was making sure it rhymes in both languages, but also keeping in mind that it's going to be children who are reading it and children who are reading it in their second or third or fourth language. So I wanted to make sure that the level of the vocabulary wasn't too difficult. So once I finished my manuscript, I submitted it to my publisher, and it was sent off to the editor. And I got quite a lot of edits, which I was really happy about. The editor and I worked really closely, and it was really helpful. Her suggestions were really helpful in how to make the manuscript flow better. And after the editing process was done, we moved on to my favorite part of this whole publishing journey, which were the illustrations. So for those who already have the book, I'm sure you have all seen the beautiful illustrations that my amazingly talented illustrator worked on. This is my illustrator. Her name is Bonnie Lemaire, and she has illustrated over 500 books. And I'm so happy that she was my illustrator. I chose her out of all of the other illustrators because I really liked her style of drawing, and I felt that she could really bring out my story, the text. It could really bring out the emotion and really make it come to life. So I'm so happy with the way that the illustrations turned out. And I want to give you a little behind the scenes look of the making of the illustration. So on the left here, you will see this was the initial sketch that Bonnie sent me. And the whole illustration process, just like the editing process and the publishing process I did with my project manager, was very, very collaborative. So there was a lot of emailing back and forth, giving feedback, and then sending, sending the initial sketch, then I would get feedback, then I would receive the revised sketch. So you can see on the right, that's the final illustration that was put in the book. And then we're going to play a little game. I'm going to show you these two illustrations. On the left is the revised illustration, and on the right is the final version that you can see in the book. So if you look closely, let's see if anyone can recognize any changes or what were the revisions. Even though they might be slight, you notice what the revisions were from the illustration on the left to the illustration on the right. You can write it in the chat. You can write it in the chat, or you can call it out, whichever you prefer. Yeah, that's right. The chalk. The chalk is one of them. The hair color, yeah, over here. The girl on the right side, the hair color was changed. The alphabet poster, that's right. So in the illustration on the left, the alphabet, she didn't include the entire alphabet and there was no border. I wanted the poster to stand out more, so I asked her to add a little more detail there. Is there anything else that you noticed? The writing on the board, yes. So on the left here, it's a little hard to see what it says. So I wanted her to make it bigger and easier to read. Well done, everyone. Great job. When I did this with Laura, when we were doing our practice,
it took me a lot longer.
I had trouble finding all of these. So well done.
I'm not as detail oriented as Ina, so it took me a while. Okay.
So after the illustrations were finished, we moved on to the final stage, which was finalizing everything, working on the layout, choosing the font, the color of the font, and the style of font. I wanted to have the font in different colors to show the English text and the French. So I chose the red for the English and blue for the French. And after all of that was all decided, the book was complete and it was published. So this whole process took me a year, a little bit over a year. I started this whole process back in November 2019. And the majority of my publishing process took place during the pandemic. So that was an additional challenge, but I'm very happy that even though it took a whole year, I'm very happy with the end result. And the book was published just in time for me to present it as part of my thesis project. So again, I'm just thrilled that it's out, and I'm so happy that those of you who have that have their own copy, thank you for all of your kind words and all the amazing feedback that I've received. It really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for your support of my book and this publishing journey, and for being here tonight. And now we're going to have a bilingual read aloud of Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. So for those who have their own copy, you can follow along. And for those who don't, I will share the pages with you as I read. Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. A trilingual person. A person who is able to speak 3 languages. Une personne trilingue. Une personne qui parle 3 langues. I dedicate this book to my family, who was with me every step of my journey to becoming trilingual. Je dédie ce livre à ma famille qui m'a aidé à chaque étape de mon parcours pour devenir trilingue. Ja poslušaju tu knjigu majsini, которые была со мной на каждой этапе моего пути к трехязычности. This is the story of a girl who would overcome many challenges on her journey to becoming trilingual. Voici l'histoire d'une fille qui est devenue trilingue malgré ses défis. When she was born, the doctor said it would be tough for her to graduate. Her brain worked differently, making it hard for her to communicate. Although her journey would be long, ultimately, she would prove those who doubted her wrong. Le docteur a dit, après qu'elle est née, elle aurait des difficultés à étudier et à s'exprimer. Il a expliqué que les différences dans son discours seront apparentes. Dans ce livre, je vais partager son parcours inspirant. Her first language was Russian, and it would make her tongue ache. There were so many sounds that her mouth could not make. With the help of a speech therapist and lots of motivation, she could finally speak in her first language and be one step closer to graduation. Sa première langue était le russe, une langue difficile. Il y avait beaucoup de sons qu'elle ne pouvait pas reproduire. Grâce à sa détermination et avec l'aide d'une spécialiste, elle a réussi à parler sa langue maternelle et elle est devenue optimiste. She then faced her next challenge, which was called immigration. Her family had decided to move to another nation. On her long flight to Canada on a big airplane, she wondered how she would fit English inside of her brain. Ensuite, cette fille avait un nouveau défi. Sa famille a décidé d'immigrer dans un autre pays. Elle a ressenti beaucoup d'émotions quand elle est arrivée au Canada par avion. Life in Canada meant she would now have to speak both English and French, which she thought was unique. When she started to learn both languages at her new school, she discovered something about herself that was so cool. She could now use the strategies that helped her in the past to be able to speak these new languages at last. Dans ces pays, elle devait parler pas seulement une langue, mais deux, le français et l'anglais. Elle a utilisé les stratégies de son enfance pour communiquer dans les deux langues avec de l'indépendance. She realized that the languages that she already knew had a lot of differences, but many similarities too. With the help of her teachers and lots of motivation, she learned both of Canada's official languages, which drove her determination. Même si les langues étaient si différentes, certaines similarités étaient évidentes. Grâce à sa détermination et avec l'aide de ses enseignantes, elle a appris les deux langues officielles du Canada et elle se sentait puissante. As she thought of her future, this determined girl knew that she wanted to help others learn languages too. After years of hard work, she graduated with glee. She became a teacher of languages. But how could this be? Her brain works differently than other brains do, and some people thought her dreams would never come true. Her desire to learn and her determination helped her to become trilingual and make it to graduation. Cette fille a décidé que dans son avenir, elle inspirera les autres à parler les langues avec plaisir. Elle est devenue trilingue grâce à ses efforts et une bonne attitude. Elle était si heureuse quand elle a terminé ses études. All grown up now, she is happy and proud to know 3 languages fluently and stand out in the crowd. She decided to share her story to inspire others to see the trilingual girl who you just read about. Yes, that girl is me. Aujourd'hui, cette fille est très fière de parler 3 langues, le russe, le français et l'anglais. Elle voulait partager son parcours avec toi. La fille trilingue de cette histoire est l'auteur. Oui, c'est moi. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Bravo, Ina. I know that story will inspire many, many students in the years to come. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so since its release date in December 2020, over 150 copies have been sold. The book is now in Richmond Hill Public Library. Ina has been doing author visits all over different schools, inspiring tons of students to learn languages. She's doing school district workshops, school assemblies, and now she has 5-star reviews on Amazon and Indigo. And also, we'll mention this a bit later, but you'll get an opportunity to get your name put in a raffle to win a gift card for a book if you give her a good Amazon review or share about the book on social media. So that's a really fun opportunity. We'll go over that a little bit more later as well. So as she thought of her future, this determined girl knew that she wanted to help others learn languages too. Cette fille a décidé que dans son avenir, elle inspirerait les autres à parler les langues avec plaisir. So now it's time for a little fun. So we're going to do a little game. We love to play this game with our students. It's an amazing game for language learning, actually, for vocabulary practice. We're going to do it based on a whole bunch of different languages, and you're going to have to try to guess what the language is. So to play this game, you need to go to www.kahoot.it. The best way to do it is to do it on a phone if you have a phone handy. If you don't, you can just make a new tab on your computer. So you'll go to www.kahoot.it, and I'll tell you the code in a minute. I'll put the link in the chat for you as well. So like I said, if you have a phone, that's actually the best way to do it, to go to that website, kahoot.it. And we'll play a little language game.
I can't see participants.
So once you get to kahoot.it, it'll ask for a pin, and I'm going to tell you the pin in a minute.
So guys, I don't know if you do this with your students, but when I used to teach, I would not show my students the code because there was a way to mute our screen so it would go black, and I would tell them in French so that they had to learn the numbers.
Great
And they
idea.
got super good at numbers because we would play Kahoot all the time. And with the older students, I would do it like the French way, like 70 rather than like 70. But
Wow.
with little kids, you could say like 1, 0, And then you repeat it and other kids will repeat it. Like the kid next to them, when the same kid's like, what was it? What was it? They're like, zero, and then like it helps them repeat and help each other. So
That's a great idea. I'm
Little
definitely
tip.
going to do that with
Yeah,
my
I'll definitely use that as
students.
well.
because it's motivating. They want to get the pin and they want to get in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like it's not the same as like, let's practice our phone numbers. Like nobody shares their phone numbers anymore. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Heather. I'm definitely going to try that next time we play Kahoot.
Yeah. So you
If
have to
you
hide
want to
it
go
somehow.
in the game, you have to.
Exactly. Listen, you got to listen. And then I also would sometimes have students come up and look at my screen and read it out loud. Like that was like a special privilege that they could be the one to read it out. So
That's great.
yeah.
So for those who are teachers who are joining us tonight, can you just write in the chat if you are a teacher and which grade you teach? I know we have quite a few teachers here. Perfect, thank you. So has anyone used Kahoot in their classrooms?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, well now it's our time to play. Usually we're the ones who host it for the kids to enjoy.
All right, so the cool thing about Kahoot is you can actually enter at any time. So we'll start the game, but if you haven't got in yet, you'll actually be able to see the code in the bottom corner of the screen, in the bottom right-hand corner. So no worries if you're not in yet, but we'll get started. You can join at any time, okay? So you're gonna see a question on the screen and you need to click the correct corresponding answer, and it's all gonna be hello, but in different languages. So let's see how many we can figure out. I had a hard time when we did a practice round. So our first one's coming up right now. Start off easy.
Okay, bonjour is in which language?
Everyone got it, amazing. So how Kahoot works is it's based on how fast you answer and if you answer correctly. So even though everybody answered correctly, it's gonna show a leaderboard. So the person who answered first in this case was Marcella, bravo.
Okay, next question.
Chinese was the correct answer. And our leaderboard, oh, Marcella's still in the lead with Heather close up behind. Bravo, bravo. Question 3.
Oh.
German. Oh, that tricked a lot of people. Alex is on fire. Bravo.
Great job, Alex.
Swedish was the correct answer. Marcella still in the lead. Daniella
Oh,
moving up.
Daniella, great job. Okay, next question.
Angla was the correct answer. Hopefully for the right. Marcella on fire. Heather moving up to second place. Irish.
Oh, Irish.
That one I mixed up.
Great
on fire.
job, Heather. Okay, next question.
Albanian. The correct answer was Greek.
Great
Heather
job,
in first.
everyone.
Marcella, Sandra's on fire, moving up. Japanese. 5 questions left. Let's see who can rise above. Wow, everyone got that one. Amazing. Swahili. Sandra on fire again. 3 questions left. Zulu. Oh, Marcella moving up to first.
Hola. I think a lot of people might get this one correct.
Thanks to Dora the Explorer.
Great job, everyone. Okay, second last question.
Estonian. That was a hard one. Now, last question. All right, in our podium, in In
Third
third,
place.
Marcella. Bravo.
Heather. And in first place, with 12 out of 15, Sandra. Excellent job.
Bravo. And our runners up are Alex and Alexis. Amazing work, everybody. Hopefully you learned hello in a couple more languages today. I know I did. Let's just hope I remember them now. Oops, sorry. Let me do that. Okay, so we're gonna play a couple fun facts. You guys can guess true or false in the chat. So true or false? Ina's publisher is in British Columbia, and the whole process of Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue, was done virtually. What do you guys think? True or false? You can guess in the chat, or you can put thumbs up, thumbs down.
True. Oh, sorry. So loud.
Let's see who
Yes,
was listening.
That is true. Amazing. Très bien. Next, Ina is the only trilingual person in her family. Is it true? Thumbs up, or false? Thumbs down, or say in the chat. I see lots of thumbs up, lots of trues. What's the verdict, Ina?
It's true.
All right. Ina just completed her Master's of Education in Modern Languages, and her book is her thesis project. True or false? And the verdict?
It's true.
Okay, true or false? Someone who speaks several languages is called a polyglot.
Oh,
And the
it's
verdict?
true.
It's true. Yes, if you speak several languages, you are called a polyglot. Okay, learning a third language is harder than learning a second one. True or false? I know we have quite a few people in this group who speak more than 2 languages, so
It's false. Great
I know
job.
that it is false. The more languages you know, the easier it becomes. Lots of moamis. Okay, half of the world's population is bilingual. Is that true or false? And the verdict?
It's true.
This one shocked me. I didn't realize it was that high, but that's amazing. That's inspiration for some of our students here, for sure. Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue is available to order worldwide. And the verdict?
Yes, it's true.
So yes, it is available in all these places. Ina has worked super hard to get the book out there. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Indigo Bookshop, Book Depository, Waterstones, all over the place. And if you see in the group for the event, post about the book, you can share about the book. Ina will put one in there as well. And you'll be able to get entered into a raffle to win a gift card for a book. So definitely you want to share about her book on social media to get entered in that raffle to win a free book later. And like I said, we'll go over that. So this is the story of a girl who had overcome many challenges on her journey to becoming trilingual. Voici l'histoire d'une fille qui est devenue trilingue malgré ses défis, and who's an inspiration to many of us. So as we know, there's a lot of people here today who speak more than one language. So we know that it's not easy learning languages. There are challenges. It's hard work. We want to hear from you guys. So what is your language learning journey? And what was the hardest part about learning a new language for you? So we're actually going to share on Padlet. Let me get the link for us here. I'll give you the link in the chat. Padlet's, how it works is it's kind of like sticky notes, and I'll show you on my screen. So when you click that link that I put in the chat, if you don't have access to the chat, you can let us know out loud if you want. But if you can see the chat, you click the link and you'll see a blue background like this. So you're going to answer the question, what is your biggest challenge when learning a language? To write your answer, you simply click the pink plus button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then you can make a sticky note. If you want to say your name, you can say who you are. You don't have to, but you can if you want. So for me, I would say learning the grammar, challenging subjunctive for me specifically is definitely the most challenging.
Nora, did you put the link to the Padlet in the chat?
Yes, I did. I'll put it again.
Thank you. So if you click on the link, it'll take you to the Padlet, and to add your idea, you just click on the pink circle with the plus on the bottom, and then you can add to our wall here.
So we see lots of really cool ideas. So mixing the languages up, that happens a lot. Speaking it comfortably, yeah, but lots of people, it takes time to really get comfortable speaking it. For me, I knew like, I had to go on a lot of exchanges to and just be surrounded by the language to really feel comfortable. So that was a big one. Yeah, I see pronunciation coming up a lot actually here. Slang is definitely hard. For sure. Sometimes you think you know a language fluently, but then you go to a country and they're all speaking slang and it's like a whole new language all of a sudden. That's definitely a good one.
It seems that a lot of people have the same challenges.
Yeah.
In particular about pronunciation, which I can personally relate to as well. And as a teacher, a lot of my students are also very, very nervous about mispronouncing a word. So this is definitely the biggest challenge that I see as a teacher. When it comes to learning a second language, is that fear of making a mistake, in particular with the pronunciation.
Awesome. So thank you so much everyone for sharing. The board's open, so you can add it at any time. I'll leave it open and we can check back later. But for now, let's move on because we have lots of fun stuff to do. So of course, we need to end by saying happy birthday to Ina, because this was a big event about sharing about her book. It's also her birthday, and just a day to like really recognize all of her accomplishments and how hard she worked. Like I said, it's been tough for her going through this process in a pandemic, right? She hasn't been able to have these in-person celebrations, book signing things. So it's been a little bit different. But she's so happy with the amount of people that have been supporting her on social media and who are showing up to here today just to talk about learning languages and the challenges. So we're really happy about that. We all want to wish Ina a happy birthday. If you know how to say happy birthday in another language, please write it in the chat so we can say happy birthday to Ina in lots of different languages. And if you want to say it out loud, by all means, I'm only bilingual, so I can read English and French. So happy birthday, Ina, and bon anniversaire. But in any other languages, feel free to tell her. Amazing. So as you guys say happy birthday in different languages in the chat, we're just going to listen to just a couple of videos quickly here. So let's start with Daniella in Canada.
I also want to congratulate you on your new book, Trilingual Me. I'm very proud of you. You are an inspiration to many people, including myself. I love you very much. Keep up the great work. Love you.
Okay, from Yoshito in London, UK.
Joyeux anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire, Ina, joyeux anniversaire.
from Silva in Spain.
Hello, Ina. Wishing you a happy birthday, un joyeux anniversaire, un feliz cumpleaños y un buen aniversario.
From Heather in Massachusetts.
Oui, Ina, salut. Je veux te souhaiter un très bon et très joyeux anniversaire. Feliz cumpleaños. Wszystkiego najlepszego w okazji urodzin. And I wish you all the best for a wonderful year. Take care.
From Katya in Moscow, Russia.
Dear Ina, happy birthday. I'm so glad that I can call you my friend, even though we live in different countries far away from each other. But I've known you for so long, and you've accomplished so much during these years. And you're so passionate about everything you do, about your work, about learning new things, about your book, which is amazing. And I just hope that all your dreams come true and that you will achieve all your goals. And of course, I want you to be happy. So happy birthday. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. Feliz cumpleaños. Joyeux anniversaire. И, конечно же, с днем рождения. Очень тебя люблю.
So some beautiful messages from around the world there. Okay, so as I was saying before, you can get a chance to win a gift card to your favorite online bookstore while supporting Trilingual Me, Moi Trilingue. So how do you do that? It's super easy. All you have to do is share on either Facebook, Instagram about her book. And there's a link that's in the group that you can share, or you can also write a review. If you bought her book, you can write a review on Amazon, only good reviews, of course. And then your name will be added into a draw to win a gift card. So that's super exciting. So all the details are here. And like I said, we'll also post them in the Facebook group, so you can read through that later if you're not sure how to. Do make sure that you tag Trilingual Me in it, or you can also email to say that you put in if it is a social media post and she didn't see it, just make sure you email and let us know, or write in the group so we can add you. The raffle ends March 20th, so that's today at 11:59. So you have until midnight tonight to get your sharing on or in the reviewing on, so we can get your names in the raffle. And we will let the winner know probably tomorrow, right, Ina, I would say?
Yeah, tomorrow. I'll announce the winner tomorrow.
Don't worry, we won't call you at midnight. So do make sure you follow. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to remind you about the cake.
What happened? Go past that slide?
That's okay. So to mark this special occasion, I ordered a custom cake and I wanted to share with everyone. I hope that you can see. And I wish I could share it with everyone here, but I just wanted to say again, thank you so much to everyone for joining me today to celebrate my birthday. It just really means so much to me to have you all with me to celebrate this book that is really, it's the summary of my life so far. I'm just so grateful for all of your support, and just thank you so much. And to Nora for co-hosting tonight. It really means the world to me. So merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
And I think we should definitely send Ina off with a song. So you can sing in any language you want. I'll count us down, but let's at least sing as we end our day together. And again, yes, thank you so much for everyone for coming out. It was a lot of fun. We're so proud of Ina. So let's sing for her all together. Make sure you unmute yourself so we're not all listening to my voice because you don't want that. Okay, so let's start in 3, 2, 1. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ina. Happy birthday to you. Come here. Hola, Panchina.
Everyone, hang on, let me make a
Like at the
blow out the candle.
Oops. Happy birthday.
Oh, okay. Say hi.
Yay!